The views and opinions expressed on InTouch are those of the guests and do not necessarily reflect the official party or position of Backyard Broadcasting. Any content provided by our guests are of their opinion, and they are not intended to malign a religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything. Good morning and welcome to InTouch, a Sunday morning public affairs program dedicated to the health and welfare of the Susquehanna Valley residents. I'm your host, Joie Michaels. Join us at this time as we interview the difference makers in our community who want to make the Susquehanna Valley a better place. This morning, we're talking with Ann Gibbs, the president and owner of Canine Hero Haven, a nonprofit working dog rescue. Ann talks about the organization, the dogs, adoption, and how we can help get the retired working dogs into loving homes. Let's turn to our interview with Ann on InTouch, a locally produced service of Backyard Broadcasting.
My name is Ann Gibbs, and I'm the president owner of a nonprofit working dog rescue located in Herndon. And we do rescue and adopt retired military, police, and U.S. Customs dogs. We do rescue anything in the working dog capacity. We do also get some dogs in that are in programs or pulled from a program for one reason or another. But the majority of our dogs retire out from service, usually at the age of around 8, 9 years old. Sometimes dogs do come home even older than that. We do have gotten some dogs in from overseas, even sometimes at 9, 10, or 11. A lot of the dogs sometimes in the military, sometimes they're waiting for a ride home. But we do try and rescue as many dogs that are needed, and we always try and rescue what dogs that are out there and needing help. We primarily deal with Belgian Malinois, German Shepherds, and Dutch Shepherds. Most of the dogs are males, but we do also get some females in. Most of our dogs are placed with combat veterans, and our philosophy on that is the veterans have a tendency to be able to relate to one another and understand one another. So a lot of our adopters are law enforcement or military combat veterans. And like I said, they can be able to understand. Sometimes when a veteran comes home, it's hard sometimes that they feel that it's hard for people to understand them. And sometimes giving them a dog like that who has actually served overseas as well, sometimes helps them cope a lot with coming home and being home and adjusting to being back home. So that was a lot of our philosophy behind being a veteran-to-veteran-based program. But we do also adopt outside the program. So we encourage anybody, to apply, and our adoption application is on the website, and our website is canineherohaven.org. You can also check us out on Facebook, which is Canine Hero Haven. And we do post a lot of updated pictures on our Facebook page. And when we get new dogs in, we will post meet so-and-so and stuff on our page, so people can see the new dogs that have arrived. We normally have about 60 dogs in our care, normally from 50 to 60. Right now we are a little high because we did receive a group of 20 dogs that came home from Iraq. And we expect more dogs coming in. Things were a little bit slow with COVID, and there was some transportation issues, but now it seems that a lot of things are starting to ease up, so a lot more dogs are coming home. So we're actually looking to place dogs, and we actually have some dogs available for adoption. So like I said, people should try and check out our application and stuff, and they're welcome to apply. As a nonprofit, we also rely solely on donations. So we do events and stuff in the public, and we do have our events listed on our website as well. And then we do sell our T-shirts and different stuff with our logo at these events, and we do bring dogs for people to meet to the event. And we do rely solely on donations for our vet care and our program and stuff to run. So we do a lot of different fundraising events and and events throughout the year and stuff to keep our program running.
What is your next event?
We are in a position of needing a new facility. So this year our project was to build a new facility here. So we had started the process and the project on working for that for this year. And we will be building that like on the property here. So that is our biggest fundraiser project that we have going on right now. This new facility will have 24 kennel runs in, which will be an in and out system. So they'll be able to go inside of the building and also out, and it will be covered even on the outside. There'll be 4 more rec yards added. This will also give us a bathing room, grooming room, more storage. It will also give us a reception area and a lot better of an area overall. This will be a climate-controlled, full functioning facility, and this will actually help a lot of us. It will make things a lot easier on all of us, and as well as provide the best home we can for these dogs. We do receive a lot of dogs in that are very aggressive dogs, or some dogs that may possibly be euthanized, or dogs that cannot be adopted out easily. And what we're trying to do is provide them with a retirement home, the closest thing that we can provide for them to a home that they can live in. So this was our biggest project, and it's going to be ongoing and stuff most of the year. Hopefully we'll be able to get it in by the fall, as long as, things keep going well with our fundraising. It's going to be really nice, and it's just going to, like I said, be so much easier to maintain and so much better on all of us as well as all of the dogs. At this point, we have placed over 350 dogs. This is our 6th year of doing this. So every year we grow and we continue to rescue more dogs and continue to do more. We have reunited about 14 or 15 dogs with their handlers. So we continue to keep trying to, rescue them and bring them in and help them. And this new facility is also going to help me expand again, because I'm trying not to ever have to say no to a dog in need. So it's very important for me to be able to help the dogs that need help when they need help. So I definitely, it helps us to keep growing and, be able to do what we do. So,
where are you located on the street? If somebody wants to stop by, can they stop by and visit?
Well, it's hard to do. We don't do, maybe once the new facility and things will be easier. But right now with our setup, it's really hard. I have a lot of aggressive dogs on the property, so I don't do walkthroughs or tours or anything like that. Normally I encourage people to come to events and meet some of the dogs that way. And then to complete an application and stuff, we try and pick the best suited dog for you. They can stipulate, what type of dog they're looking for, but overall, each dog has different criteria. So we try and match up the best suited dog with the individual, because some dogs require different things, and then some dogs, do not. We have some dogs that would be great family dogs, and then we have some dogs that will not. So not all of my dogs won't be placed with children, things like that. So that's why the applications help us a lot there. But unfortunately, it's not set up right now that people can walk through. Because of, like I said, I have some very aggressive dogs here, and I just, for liability reasons, I don't have people walking around here.
Okay, well, I know you mentioned the website, and you mentioned that you're on Facebook, and it seems like you're very active on Facebook. So if anybody wants to see the dogs, the best spot is to go to Canine Hero Haven on Facebook.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And you have a phone number on there as well, or something that folks can use to call?
And there is some contact information there. Our information and our email and everything is listed on the website. So you're welcome to check it out. And like I said, and you'll also see a link for our adoption application. And we do also have, for part of our fundraising, we do have sponsorship. And the sponsorship, you'll see on the tabs up above in the one corner. If you bring it down, you'll see sponsorship. And that will also show you some of the dogs that are here, that live here in the kennel, that we are offering sponsorships for. You know, if you're looking to try and do something like that. But we do offer different levels of sponsorship, and we're also running sponsorship with the new kennel as sponsorshipping, you know, as far as to sponsorship, like to do it in like as a run, you know, that you can do like just sponsor a run. So in our sponsorship program, you know, you'd be able to, you know, possibly we put a plaque on each run, and we were doing that as well. Or in our sponsorship program, we were also letting people sponsor like the rescue for the day, or you could sponsor a dog for a month, sponsor a kennel, you know, a lifetime one. There's different levels of sponsorship in there, but it also shows you some of the dogs that live here, different things like that. But we do have a lot of information on our website, so people are like, you know, we encourage people to check it out, you know, look everything over. And like I said, if they're interested in adopting, we always have dogs available for adoption. So I encourage people, you know, to fill out an application, you know, if they're interested in adopting.
Is that a good place to go to? Like if an organization would like to have you come to their event and set up shop so that people at the event can see you. Is that also found on the Facebook page?
Right. We do it that way. We usually will bring our tent, and then we set up our tables, put our merchandise there, bring some dogs, and we do different events that are kind of like what we consider like meet and greets, or you can meet a couple of the dogs. Some of the events I bring my dogs to that live here in the retirement center that aren't necessarily up for adoption, but then there are some adoption events where we'll bring a few dogs out that are up for adoption, and people can meet them that way. So we do different events to give people a chance to meet different dogs and get to see some of them and then see what they do and what they're like, you know, different things like that. Because like I said, we primarily are dealing with, you know, Belgian Malinois and German Shepherds and Dutch Shepherds. So our dogs are pretty much usually dogs that are around like 70 pounds on an average. So, you know, the breeds aren't always for everyone. Occasionally we get a Lab or a Springer in, or a different breed, but for the most part, our breeds are normally Belgian Malinois, German Shepherds, and Dutch Shepherds. I do a lot of work. I mean, we pretty much have dogs in every state. We do adopt all across, like the U.S., only within the U.S., but all across the U.S. I do a lot of work on the East Coast. We have dogs, you know, placed in every state, including I have 2 dogs in Alaska. But when I started this program years ago, I adopted my very first dog who had worked the California-Mexico border. She was from Border Protection. And she was my very first dog, and she came with some issues, and they were looking for a home, and she was not an easy dog to place. And I took her in and started working with her, and I realized that there's so many more of these dogs out there that needed help. So I decided, you know, I wanted to open up a retirement home, and then I wanted to try and I had the opportunity to come up to be able to start adopting these dogs out. And I thought, you know, I'm going to do this. And that was in August of 2015. So, you know, here we are, you know, 6 years later, you know, almost, and we're still going strong and working on this. And, you know, like I said, we've been able to place like over 300 and some dogs are into homes. And, you know, we love what we do, and we love being able to provide them great retirement homes, because after all their years of working, they deserve the best.
Big thanks to Ann Gibbs, president and owner of Canine Hero Haven. We really enjoyed the invaluable information about the organization, the dogs, adopting, and how we can help. And thank you for listening to InTouch, a locally produced service of Backyard Broadcasting. The views and opinions expressed on InTouch are those of the guests and do not necessarily reflect the official party or position of Backyard Broadcasting. Any content provided by our guests are of their opinion, and they are not intended to malign a religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.